For the past 60 days, I was a pre-apprentice digital marketer. From April 8th to today, June 3rd, marks exactly 56 days that I spent learning, having group discussions, having group meetings, and even doing assignments about all sorts of digital marketing. What we're going to talk about is how did I become a pre-apprentice digital marketer? What did I exactly do in these 60 days? What are the next steps? And was this program entirely worth it? So without further ado, here's my journey. Since graduating, I didn't end up using my degree. I was a kinesiology major with a focus of human movements. I did not want to keep pursuing that career. I did not want to pursue research. Instead, I explored everything. I day traded, I tried e-commerce, and I even made YouTube gaming videos. It was super fun. I loved all the learnings of editing, creating thumbnails, and socializing online. I dropped it and I had to pursue something else. That was until I discovered digital marketing as a career. I thought it was amazing that I can create content and develop it for businesses of all kinds of industries. But I didn't know how to start. I did happen to see a lot of advertisements for course careers regarding their digital marketing course. I hopped on to the digital marketing course and I learned a lot. I jumped the gun buying the $400 course without doing the introductory course or any of the free certifications that Google or HubSpot offered. So from August all the way until early November, I studied, I created little mini projects, and I socialized with other alumni. I did not land a job whatsoever. Honestly, it was a huge failure. And after reaching out to many alumni, chatting with other students, no one landed a job. I wasn't the only one. I applied and I kept applying, pushing through, making even more certifications. Nothing stuck, and every single recruiter kept asking me for my own portfolio. Instead, I created a little personal challenge. And that challenge was a 30-day writing challenge. I discovered this challenge from Mike Nardi. For 30 days straight, every single day, I spent 20 minutes on a free write. I did a cold prospective email, and I did a homepage rewrite for software as a service companies, also known as SaaS. After those 30 days, I chose 3 companies where I actually liked doing those homepages. I polished it up, I rewrote it a bunch of times, and I put it on my own portfolio. I documented my entire journey from January 2nd, and someone reached out to me for some client or contracting work to create a website for their own company. And luckily enough, it was the same industry I was practicing on. I got paid for the project, I did the work, even though it wasn't exactly launched onto their own website, but I felt like an empty void, and I still felt like a failure. So what I did, I searched up apprentice programs for digital marketing, and luckily I found Clear Digital Labs. More importantly, it was a part of the Los Angeles Harbor College, and I used to be a community college student. I reused my own ID, I used my own kind of login information, and I got started exactly at April 8th. What did I do in those 60 days as a pre-apprentice digital marketer? What is a pre-apprentice digital marketer in the first place? Honestly, I don't even know myself, but based off of my personal experience, I think of it like a class, and they're weeding out the people that aren't genuinely interested or don't have the time to work on the assignments, discussions, and even the readings that Clear Digital Labs offers. Part 1 of the program is 8 weeks, and every single week we have one discussion, one assignment, and 1 or 2 chapters of a reading assignment we gotta complete by the end of the week. And they recommend students to take at least a little bit of certification programs from HubSpot, which is luckily free. And honestly, the certifications took the most time that I could ever possibly think of. And my personal favorite was content marketing optimization, just because I am specializing in copywriting and content marketing as a whole. I would recommend certifications for anyone considering digital marketing and just to see if they are interested in the industry. One of my favorite assignments was a social media audit. We had this example company that they've worked with before, and then we analyzed with what's currently working in their social media platforms, what's not working in the social media platforms, and what strategies do we recommend for them to take on in the near future. I thought that was super cool because you can honestly do it with any company that you see online. I'd recommend new digital marketers to take on that mock project and just try it out, learn it, and see if you can do it for companies before applying to their own applications. One last thing that I enjoyed about the class was discussions. These weren't video discussions, although those were helpful too, but I think those discussions were more impactful in some sort of way. Every week, we're given a discussion or two. Those discussions are kind of like Reddit forums, where the instructor gives us one prompt. Maybe we got to read a report or maybe do an audit. What's more impactful was reading other people's assignments. Seeing other people's submissions was more important because I got to see a different perspective of how another digital marketer would take onto improving the company. I don't really understand social media as well as I thought I would be. Just because I make content right here doesn't mean I'm a good social media marketer. In that program, there are a lot of social media marketers that are already volunteering their time to gain the experience. And it was very interesting to see how in-depth their analysis were and what strategies they actually recommended. It gave me a fresh new perspective, and I even took several notes about things that stuck out to me. Outside of the pre-apprentice program, I am currently working with a freelancer. Although I was on standby, I created more mock projects for myself. I started working on my own website portfolio. I started polishing my resume. I've revamped my own content journey. I've focused on YouTube and on Instagram Reels, and I'm even starting blog writing. And I'm just making more content and sharing my journey in general. I needed to be more technical in my own skills, so that's why I created more work outside of the program itself. Now that the 60 days are over, what's next for being a pre-apprentice digital marketer? Well, that was part one of this entire program. Part two is becoming an apprentice and working for a small company. Luckily, I did have one coordinator reach out to me for one part-time position, and I don't know the details yet. But as of right now, that's what I have to offer. Additionally, I am working with another company, maybe part-time for as much as 10 hours a week, of being a content creator for their B2B company. I'm currently in the process of an interview. I don't want to share too much. Again, I don't want to overexcite myself or be too confident, so I'll leave it right there. Thirdly, I'm also on standby for the SaaS company I started working with in early March. It sucks, but the person who hired me is giving me an opportunity to maybe work on other projects on the side. Maybe I might blog write, I might be in charge of the social media accounts. Who knows? We're still in discussion, we're still having a conversation of what the next marketing campaign will be for that SaaS startup. So I got potentially 3 opportunities lined up. And honestly, it can either be all 3 companies that I'm going to be working for, or maybe no companies I'm working for at all. Because of the risk of not being able to work at all, it does leave a little bit of a fork in the road. I do have a backup plan, and that's if I don't land any role at all, I'll have to start back from square one. I mean, maybe not square one just because I built some skills, more like step number 2. I'll hop on to Course Career's digital advertisement course instead. Hopefully I can gain a little bit more skill if I'm not able to land anything at all, and maybe I can add something more specific onto my portfolio and explore a different side of digital marketing in general. I'll be taking another 60 days taking on Course Career's digital advertising program. This isn't the ideal scenario, but if I don't have another choice, it is something nice to fall back on, and maybe I might end up finding a part-time job for some random company, or maybe just a coffee shop, because your boy likes coffee. Was the pre-apprenticeship worth it? Short answer, yes. Long answer, possibly. I like to break it down in 3 different categories. One is that we are learning. You get to learn possibly different sides of digital marketing that you wouldn't have thought of doing. I never thought about doing social media marketing until I kind of read a book that they had recommended, or even trying out a specific company's digital marketing efforts and trying to improve it from my own perspective. So it's a lot of areas that you're not familiar with that you're forced to work in, and it was nice getting out of my comfort zone. Second reason is for the social impact. One person created a Discord server for this program itself. He created a specific channel called LinkedIn Profiles. We all get to add our LinkedIn profiles, and we get to connect with everyone that wants to stay connected. Yeah, we all connect. Yeah, we can see what we're all doing. But I think that defeats the purpose of why LinkedIn was created in the first place. It's meant to be professional yet social. I took the extra step to ask people questions, and from that, I genuinely hope to make long-term professional relationships with all of these people. I recommend doing that if you're not doing so already, whether you're on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, or any place that you can think of where you like to be social and share your digital marketing journey. The third and the last but most important reason why I think a pre-apprenticeship is worth it, especially with Clear Digital Labs, is that it gets your foot into the door. Not only can you put pre-apprentice as your title on your resume and LinkedIn, but they kind of do a little bit of handholding for you. Yeah, it's super difficult applying to jobs after you're learning a bunch of certifications only to get rejected. If you are able to hang long enough into the course and pass all the assignments and be active within your discussions, they might hand you a part-time or a full-time job opportunity. Now again, I'm not saying you'll exactly land this role because people mess up. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of like a blessing in disguise. This was my digital marketing experience as a pre-apprentice. My situation isn't the same as yours, or everyone's situation is a lot different from each other's. But one thing I would love is to hear your experience down in the comments, and I would love to talk about marketing as a whole. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, got some value out of it, and I'll look forward for you on the next video.